Yeah, good stuff. We didn't have to build a set this time. That's good.
Everybody.
Chris, it's great to see you back. Obviously, tonight there was a bit of a reveal for you being back. How are you feeling?
I'm beat up, but I mean, I'm ready to wrestle again. This isn't ballet, despite our good dancing abilities. But it's time for me. It's time for me to get back in the ring. These guys have carried the load, and as a result, they're World Tag Team Champions, and they deserve it. But I don't want to be on the sidelines anymore. I can't wait. I'm basically coming in against doctor's orders, but I'm ready to wrestle, and I'm ready to wrestle Pentagon, and that's my goal. I'm gonna get vengeance. I'm gonna get my revenge. He tried to put me out, and I'm gonna do it. At very least, put him out of the ring. Let's see how far I can go.
Where did your idea come from to do the double play there and dress like him and surprise him like that?
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty smart guy, and I'm not just gonna come running at you, yelling and screaming so that you see me coming. I'm gonna make a plan, and I'm gonna get inside your head, and I'm gonna screw with you. This is the first step. And let's see what happens Wednesday. Let's see what happens the next time he's around, the next time he's in the locker room. Let's see what happens. I mean, they call me the fallen angel for a reason. I used to be a pretty good guy, but I'm not really anymore. And I'll show him how bad I can get.
Will there be a Freebird rule with the titles, with the three of you?
As long as the Freebirds don't wrestle here, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. These guys earned the belts. Their names are on the belts. I'll get my own belt. I'll get my own belt when the time's right.
Jericho said he and Sammy Guevara are going to challenge for the titles on Wednesday. Is there any truth to that?
Bring it the hell on.
I don't know. Did he say it to you? Yeah. Well, then it sounds like he was being honest. Yeah, I don't think he's lying.
Does he look like running shoes?
Yeah, let's do this.
We're fighting champions.
Yeah.
And if the AEW World Champion wants a shot at the belts, we're happy. When we say we're fighting champions, we mean we will fight anybody on the roster that wants a shot at these belts. We proved it tonight. We beat two of the best, most dynamic tag teams on the planet tonight.
Do you think they deserve it with the power rankings, though?
No, but
doesn't matter.
Chris Jericho's a world champion. He's a legend. He's a surefire Hall of Famer. So if he asks for a title shot, I mean, he himself kind of deserves it. So yeah, like I said, we're not running from anybody. Anybody wants a shot?
And listen, the last 6 weeks have seen the inner circle pretty much run roughshod. So I mean, why wouldn't you give them an opportunity? Let's be the first guys that knock their dicks in the dirt.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I know they can do it.
Certainly not going to say no to Chris Jericho. Certainly not.
It's a big fight.
Right. Big fight.
Good attention for us. So
but every fight thus far has been a big fight. The first night when Scorp stepped up when CD got hurt, that was a big fight.
Right.
In the finals against the Lucha Brothers, that was a big fight. Tonight was a huge fight. Like I said, two of the best tag teams in the world. It'll be an honor and a privilege to beat Chris Jericho and whoever he brings from the inner circle.
This might not have been a question that we would have had before tonight's show, but the Rock and Roll Express tonight almost like put themselves back, and people want to see them again in matches. Are you open to having a match with the Rock and Roll Express? How would that feel for you guys to sort of let a veteran team like that come in and take a shot?
You kidding me? Those two gentlemen, those are guys that I grew up watching, and maybe this generation isn't as familiar with them. They know them as legends. They didn't know them in their prime like I did when I was a kid, and I would be 100% open to wrestling guys like the Rock and Roll Express, because without those guys, there is no Christopher Daniels, there's no Scorpio Sky, there's certainly no Frankie Kazarian, because those are the guys that paved the way, and this generation really needs to see, understand, and respect that. So I, personally speaking, would love to do that.
I don't care who we face personally. I mean, you can put any two guys together and put them in the ring with us. We're going to get the job done. That's the way we prove we're the best. Time and time again, we're going to go up against whoever they put in front of us, and they will all fall.
Chris, you mentioned how you're going to get your own title. Right now, the only other title will be the men's world title. Do you feel like there should be another title? Some kind of
challenge Riho?
I could challenge Riho.
I was going to say like other.
We are all inclusive.
Yeah, was right now the world title. Is that
match?
Would you be interested in a secondary title, or are you only having your eyes set on the world title right now?
Well, I mean, if AEW decided that there was room for a secondary title in the company, I would certainly have no problem competing for that title. But at the same time, I've been world champion one time in my life, and it felt great. And I would love the opportunity to wrestle someone like Chris Jericho, someone who I've looked up to in my career for more than 20 years, to get the opportunity to wrestle him and maybe beat him for the world championship. What a feather in my cap that would be, correct? So, I mean, yeah, that would be outstanding. But whatever happens with AEW, whether it's the world title, a secondary title, if 6-man titles come around, if Riho wants to grapple with the old CD, I'm fine with any of that, man. I'm having the most fun of my life. I'm with my 2 best friends, and AEW's kicking ass every Wednesday night. So whatever happens, I'm down for it.
Scorpio, you went from a person that was the man who stepped to the side and was going to let the more experienced tag team wrestlers participate in the tag title, but then now you're tag team champion yourself. Can you talk about the road from PWG training to getting to the point where on a national stage you get to show what you can do?
Good question. Man, it's obviously been a long road. I made a joke a week or so ago. I'm like a 17-year overnight sensation, and it's taken a lot of mistakes and falling on my face and things that were sometimes out of my control, wrong timing, wrong place, bad luck, just and sometimes just not being good enough. And I think it's definitely a testament to not giving up in your will. And I always talk about it. They talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. This figurative light that's out there, and it's easy to keep walking through that tunnel when you see the light, when you know there's a light there. What's hard is continuing to walk through that tunnel and not knowing if you're ever going to see that light, and having people tell you there's no light out there for you, and then you keep walking. You say, thank you, I'm going to keep going. That's what's difficult. And if anybody can look at my story, I think they can use that as motivation to do whatever they want to do.
Just off the back of that, when you stepped in and teamed with Kazarian on Dynamite and the crowd were so behind you, was there sort of vindication to you, because the crowd, it almost felt like it was a 17 overnight sensation that night where everybody was behind you. Was there vindication for you in that moment of going, all the hard work, all the stuff I've overcome, they're reacting to me in a way that I hope that they would?
Yeah, it was definitely a great feeling, but at the same time, I knew there was still a mountain to climb. The match wasn't done yet. I knew we had, after winning that one, we had 2 more matches after that. But it definitely felt good. And again, I always compare myself to James J. Braddock, Cinderella Man. And for those that don't know his story, he was essentially out of the boxing business. This is a boxer from the Great Depression era. He was out of the boxing business. They took his license, and they called him up on 2 days' notice because they needed somebody to knock out. And so he had to step in last minute, and he won his fight, and then he won another fight, and he won another fight, and then he became the world champion. So yeah, it felt great, and it proved that I am the Cinderella Man of pro wrestling.
Where does Baltimore rank on the list of cities you guys have ever been to?
It's tied for the worst town we've ever been to.
Yeah, top 5
It's SoCal, and everywhere else is tied for the worst town we've been to.
Or last, depending on how you look.
However, I do like their moves.
We got a little
That's right. So.
Scorpio, I wanted to ask you real quick. A lot has been made about the diversity in AEW. You are the first African-American champion in AEW history. What does that mean to you?
He's also the youngest, tallest, shortest, heaviest, and lightest African-American tag team champion in
I think it's definitely a great honor. Obviously, it's you never want to make it anywhere based off of what you are, and I think that's the beautiful thing about AEW is they are open to having just different people of cultures and religions and whatever it may be, and it's about talent. Right here, it's about talent. You got to be able to get it done in the ring and be a performer. And the fact that I was able to step up to the plate and get here and represent the culture, it's amazing.